I sewed many Christmas presents in the last couple of days, and one project was a men's shirt. I guess it was my first men's project in my life. So I used the pattern, it was all fine, started in the afternoon and ended at midnight. And as the clock came closer to midnight, my mistakes began to grow. First mistake was that I switched the sleeves. I put the right side on the left side and the left side on the right side, and ended up with the button at the front, and I didn't notice it. I went to my partner, showed him the men's shirt, looked down and saw, oh no, you switched the arms, and he said, yeah, just do them correctly tomorrow. Yeah, I went back to my sewing machine, and guess what I do? I fetched my seam ripper, ripped the seams open and started sewing them on correctly. After 10 minutes or so, I went back, showed him the shirt, and saw that the color wasn't fitting so well. And then I said, I don't know, shall I add a snap button up here to make sure that the collar is close to the neck? And he said, Sabrina, go sleeping. You're super tired and you still want to sew this shirt. Go sleeping. I said, yeah. And I went back, and in my head, my inner perfectionist said, oh Sabrina, it only takes you 5 minutes, just sew down the buttons. And guess what I did? I sewed down the buttons and went back to my partner, showed him the results and said, yeah, I really need to go sleeping. But I don't know if you know these sewing symptoms, but when I start sewing, I forgot time, and I have a huge inner perfectionist who wants to finish stuff. Also, when I do mistakes, my inner perfectionist wants to correct them directly, and I don't have the patience to wait until tomorrow. In my videos you often don't see the mistakes, but at my Enola project I did a huge mistake. I also sewed until midnight and decided to start cutting the button coverage at the front, and didn't measure it so correctly, and cut too deep, and I ended up with a dress front that wasn't quite nice, and I decided to go sleeping because I thought I messed up the whole project and I could begin again in the morning. And in the morning I stood up at 6 o'clock because I madly wanted to save the dress, because I had put so much work into it. And then I ended up opening all the seams at the front and decided to go for a bigger button cover. Then I saw that the button cover didn't undo my awesome late night work and decided to also add a ribbon to cover the cut at the front, and I was lucky that it worked. You don't see that in the finished dress, but that was one of the biggest mistakes this year that ended up on YouTube. What did I do else? Back then, when I just started sewing, I did so many mistakes. Once I sewed elastic jersey with the false needle, and I ended up with a dress that I couldn't wear. It was so bad. I guess I had to throw it into the bin. Yeah, when people are coming to me and are telling me, wow, I love your clothing, I love your sewing work, I wish that I could sew too, but I'm not good enough. I fail so many times. I can't even sew on a button. I am thinking, yes, I know the problem, and I try to encourage them, because sewing is learning, and we all do many mistakes, but as you grow, as your skills grow, your skill to cover your mess grows too, and you know when you do a mistake, how to fix it. And sewing really taught me a lot of patience, and I really can recommend it to everyone else too. Yeah, so I hope you like my little talking special. It's a bit hard for me because English isn't my mother tongue, and sometimes it's hard to find the right words, and I don't want to mess the videos up, and most of the time I ended up doing 2-hour videos and have to cut out most of the stuff, but I will try to keep it as real as possible, because I also really love to watch not so perfect videos on YouTube, especially about sewing. I love to watch other sewers talk about their projects, and I thought that I could make that too, and that's my first one. And I see you next time. I guess it will be another tutorial.